What up, though, Mrs. Krabs? What up, though? Welcome, everybody. Welcome in to the Piccsta Podcast. I'm your host, Big Pick the Picksta. I hope everyone's doing well. Hope the sound is great too, man. I'm always tweaking sound. I don't know why. I'm always every time I broadcast, I mess with the sound, man. I hope it's doing good. Hope it's sounding good. Let me check it out. Hold on one second. Let me check it out. What up, Queen? Queen Mouse in the building. What up, Queen? Queen just celebrated a birthday, y'all. She just celebrated a birthday. I hope the sound is good. I hope everything is clear, and the dog barking outside, the the washer and dryer acting up. I just hope y'all can't hear all that, man. I'm trying my best though. I'm doing my best with what I got. Sounds good. Thank you, Kinston Killer. What up, Kinston Killer up in here? What up, though, my brother? I'm good. I'm good. Okay. How's it going? Hey, it's going good, Queen. I can't complain. It's going good. I'm having a good weekend. Everything's been good. Just came back from taking the kids to get frozen yogurt. Froyo, they call it now. It's crazy, man. It's a lot going on out here, man. But yeah, man, everything's good. I can't complain at all. Um, let's see. Trying to keep all this stuff together, man. Hope everyone's doing good. Welcome to the show, man. I appreciate y'all being here. Chilling, homie. That's what's up. Um, Today's episode, I'm gonna just get right into it, man. We're talking about influence in your own personal life and what you do. Whether it's your job, broadcast, whatever you do, influence in the world and how it affects people, positive and negative. There's a lot of things about influence. It's not just all rainbows and unicorns. It's there's a good side and there's a bad side, and I think society has blurred the lines. I think they've gotten away from influence, and this is not new. This is not new. Definitely not new. It's been like this since I was a kid. If you remember, there was if you my age or close, at least 35, at least you remember when we were kids, there was a lot of role models. Role models are influences, and there were people fighting not to be role models, like, and they didn't understand everything they said about being, a role model or influencing kids. Everything they said was valid. I don't want to be that. I didn't choose to be that. That's true. But when you're put in front of the world to perform, whether it's music, movies, sports, whatever, you're an influencer, and your influence can be positive or negative. Charles Barkley, everybody knows him today as Chuck. He jokes a lot and everything, but when he played ball, he was an asshole basically, and his commercial for his shoes, he was saying on his commercial, "I'm not a role model. I'm not a role model." That was like his slogan. I didn't ask to be a role model. That may be true, but you're playing professional basketball. That's the thing about being an influence or role model. If you're in the public eye, you can't control if someone takes a liking to you or not. So with that being said, there's a positive and a negative, and I just want to talk about that a little bit today, like influence as far as personally and culturally in the world, stuff like that. What them fans at? What y'all talking about? There we go. What is y'all talking about? Where them fans at? Man, don't start that. Please don't start that. But I hope everyone is doing good, man. Hope everyone's doing good. I appreciate y'all being here. So let's start off. We'll keep it simple. Let's go to influence. Let's get the definition of influence, right? Hold on. I didn't ask to pause chat. What y'all doing? The song. Man, listen. a lot I could say about that song. I'm not going to take it there. But it's one of them songs, man. That song, it's one of them songs like it's cool, it's okay, it's catchy, but then you start hearing it too much, and it's like, oh my god, it's like it's a few songs like that throughout time. What's one of them? It's a few songs like that, man. That's one of them. Like I say, when it first come out, you're like, okay. Then they start just overusing it and putting it on everything, every social media post in the background of every video. It's like, come on, man, we don't want to hear this like this. If I ever get married, you better get on the floor and do that dance. Hell nah. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
That ain't happening, dog. That ain't. Oh, you ain't gonna see me out there with no fan with calf cut boots. Oh no, we ain't doing all that, bro. It ain't happening. Ain't happening. Matter of fact, if you play that at your wedding, I'm gonna make sure I'm sitting down. I could be on the floor rocking out. As soon as that come on, I'm going to my seat. We ain't having that, bro. We're not having it. Not happening, bro. Not happening. I love you to death, but y'all ain't gonna have no video of the Piccsta waving the fan, hey, turning in circles. Nah, we ain't doing that. But anyway, look, I'm not gonna be on here for long. Let me get to this. Influence. This is the definition of influence: the capacity to have an effect on the character development or behavior of someone or something, or the effect itself. Similar definition: the power to shape policy or ensure favorable treatment for someone, especially through status, contacts, or wealth. Another one: a person or a thing with the capacity or power to have an effect on someone or something. Pretty much all the same. So, when you think about influence and you're thinking about personally how it affects you, influence. Of course, like I said, there's positive and there's negative. If you go back to your earliest influence, a lot of us, our earliest influence was our parents. You know, some women wanted to be like their mothers. Some men wanted to be like their fathers. I can personally say that, like my first superhero, my first influence was my father. Like, I wanted to be like him, like so bad. Like I just thought he was so cool. I loved him. Everything about him just made me happy and made me proud. And I really wanted to be like him when I was a kid. And the thing about influences when you're young is you're pretty much influenced by a thing in your vicinity. You know what I'm saying? Like, so whatever's close to you, that's what influences. You know, your parents, your grandparents, whoever raised you, what you watch on TV. You know, so that's your mental diet. You know, the cartoons. You know, we all seen cartoons and we wanted to be what we seen on the cartoons. Like some of us out there, if you're old enough, we wanted to be Ninja Turtles. Ain't no way we could do that, but that, like, you know what I'm saying? You seen those things, a He-Man, a Thundercat, whatever. You know, me when I was younger, not on my dad, not, you know, he's not a cop or nothing like that. But I wanted to be a cop when I was a kid. I wanted to be a cop when I grew up, and it was because of, yeah, I used to watch this cartoon called Cops. You know, you could go to YouTube, check that out, whatever. Also, it was part of like some of the movies I used to watch. I grew up in the '80s, so it's a lot of Sylvester Stallone, Arnold Schwarzenegger, stuff like that. Whereas just this machismo thing, you know, where it was real manly. A lot of dudes carry guns, a lot of fist fights and stuff like that. So that was a heavy influence for me. But with any influence, as you grow older, it kind of fades, and it's because of the vicinity changes. When you're a kid, your vicinity is sharp. You know what I'm saying? It's very close to you. As you get older, you know what I'm saying? Your path widens up of the things you intake and where you go and the things you see and the things you hear. So, like I said, when you're real young, before pre-K or whatever, you're not going to school. There's no influence. Everything is in-house. When you start going to school, that's more of an influence. You start having more friends. You start getting tuned into stuff that other people are tuned into. You start to talk to more people other than your parents or your cousins or your brothers and sisters, whatever. And that's an influence. You know what I'm saying? When people befriend you and you start to trust them, they influence you. So there may be things that your parents may have shielded you from. Your parent or guardian may shielded you from, but once you have friends and you talk to them, like something maybe like a gun or something. Hold on 1 second, y'all. Hold on.
Come in. You cannot have your iPad, and I'm doing a podcast right now. So finish watching that movie. And don't you mess around in that. Don't you mess around with nothing.
So like a gun or something. You may have been raised in a household where your parents say, no, guns are dangerous. Don't mess with that. Leave guns alone. If you see one, tell an adult. And your friend that you met through school, his parents may have raised him to be able to load and unload a gun. They felt like it was safer for their child to get to know the dangers and the operation of a gun, where you feel like fearful when you see a gun. Your friend may be like, "Oh no, it's a gun." Like as long as you know how to handle it, they may have his parents may have taught him or her how to clean the gun, whatever stuff like that. So the influence comes when your friend's telling you something different than your parent told you. That's something that you really gotta be careful if anybody has kids out there, because the more you shield your kids from, the more you hide from them, and that's cool. You can do whatever you want to do as your children. But once they start to have friends, if their friends are teaching them more and telling them more than you are, they could start to trust their friends more than they trust you. That's a big problem in society today that nobody speaks of. A lot of people have kids that their kids trust their friends more than they trust their own parents. So you gotta be careful with that. You gotta really be careful with that. That's a real thing. I'm telling you, that's a real thing. But when you're young, like I say, your influence tends to come within your vicinity, and it may start off as what you see on TV, your mental diet and everything, your parents or guardians, your cousins, your siblings. But as you start to go out, as you start to meet people and see and learn different things, that starts to influence. That's another reason why so many parents fight so hard to control what is being taught at school. We have a big controversy still today of schools trying to teach kids about sexuality and sexual orientation and stuff like that. And you have some people like, oh yeah, that's cool, that do it. People that may have wanted that influence when they were kids and didn't have it, they're cool with it and they support it. And then there's parents that like, no, I don't trust the world. I don't trust society. I want to break that to my kids. I don't want the school to do it. So that's still a thing. That influence is still a thing. But people have to realize the positive and negative of that influence. And I don't think a lot of people grasp onto that. I don't think a lot of society realizes influence, because I want to say this, and you don't understand, but social networks, social media, all that, it's kind of desensitized so much stuff. Like for real, it's desensitized so many talks and so many subjects. It's like, first of all, social media has taken away a lot of interactions, a lot of human interaction. So then when it comes to like the mental aspect and the moral aspect, people are separated from that. They're very separated from that. What's up, Reap? Reap always coming up in here with the love. What's up with you, my brother? Let me get you your stuff right quick. How you feeling, my brother? How's your weekend? 60 months. That's it. Ooh, I ain't got my glasses on, yo. I gotta forgive me. 60 months, man. 60 months. I appreciate you, Reed.
Real bad man.
That's the bad man. Then entered the chat, coming in with a 60 months straight resub. What's up with you, Reed? Hope you're doing well, my brother. We're just talking about influence today, man. Influence in the world, in society, in everyday life. You know how it plays a part in everyday life and personally with people. But who was I talking about? Yeah, the influence in school and stuff like that. So a lot of times parents don't be on code with the school, and the school goes one way, and this is not just like I say right now. There's a big discussion about teaching sexual topics in school, but it can even get down to something as simple as science. Science and history. History is big for me. That is very big for me in school. The things they're teaching is just it ain't good enough for me. I'ma just say that some of the history they teaching in school, it ain't good enough for me. I don't like it. But it's school curriculum. It is what it is. If you have kids, if you're a parent, then it's not the school's job to teach your kids the things you want them to know. It's your job. It's your job. You're the most positive influence in your child's life. And the more you're connected to your child, the closer you are to your child, the more your child will trust you and learn from you. So that's just something that you get familiar with throughout years and experience. But the let me see. The what people don't understand is some of these influences that you pick up early in life, they can stick with you forever. I'll say this. I don't let the influences I had as a child still guide me today, but I still remember them. I still remember everything that I took a liking in, everything that I didn't like. I mean, like I say, positive and negative influence. A negative influence is when you're younger. Some kids, I'm sure Reaper didn't have this problem. He on another level, of course. But when you're a kid, you tend to be afraid of a lot of things. Some kids are afraid of dogs. Some kids are afraid of clowns, roller coasters, whatever. And that's just what it is. That's some of the negatives. Like you can be motivated by influence, or you can be shut down by influence. And so, like I say, some of it can be lifelong. You still have adults that will say, "Oh, I hate clowns. I've always hated clowns. I still hate clowns." As an adult, they still hate clowns. Maybe the reason was valid when they were a kid, but as an adult, you have no reason. You really have no reason. And as a kid, you probably thought a clown could do you harm or do something to you. But as an adult, you could beat the hell out of a clown if you wanted to. But it is what it is. That. Like I said, that's just the positive, negative of influence. I think also when people don't even realize when they become influences to people, they don't realize, and a lot of them don't understand the responsibility of it. When you got somebody that's really following you, looking up to you, and they ready to go with you whether you're right or wrong. 20 years ago, 30 years ago, I think more people would have made the better judgment to say, okay, let's do right. I see this person looking up to me. I see this person taking a liking in me. Let me not lead them astray. But we living in a funny time right now, man. People want to trigger people. People want to go viral. It's so much going on today where people just, if they have the chance to be positive, it's 50-50 if they're going to do it or not. Because they think of what they can gain from not being positive. So influence is real important, man. Some of us are broadcasters. We have people that look up to us, whether they admit it or not. You can tell when somebody start talking about you. you can tell how they really feel about you and how they really watching you. And they'll click like, I didn't know, I know she was watching me like that. I know he's watching me like that. And sometimes it's just best to put the best foot forward to help. I remember I told a few of my friends this story. This kid, man, he reached out to me on TikTok. He kept asking to play Call of Duty with me. And I was like, nah, like I didn't know the kid, right? And I kept looking like the kid actually lived not too far from here. And I looked at his page. He plays football. He plays in Fontana. And of course I coach. So I kind of looked at it, I was like, because I'm trying to see how the kid, like I was putting the I was putting my content out there, but I was just trying to see like, what's going on. And after a while I was like, I had to look at his age. I was like, bro, you playing Call of Duty? Like your mom know you playing that? Like that's not a game for kids, like especially at his age. So I kept telling him no. But I remember telling one of my friends that I was like, bro, this little kid, man, kept telling me like I was good at Call of Duty, I was the best, whatever. Obviously, he ain't seen that many pages, but that's neither here nor there. He was like, yeah, I wanna run some games with you, whatever. And my friend, he asked me a question where I really had to think about. He said, now that you see that kids are watching your content, he said, how do you feel about your content going forward? He said, do you think that you should clean it up a little bit? Do you think you should keep going the way you're going? You could reach a lot more people cleaning it up, and you could share it a lot more places cleaning it up. Or you could just keep going how you're going, and it's gonna be what it's gonna be. And I remember he told me this was a couple of years ago, and I remember thinking about that. I was like, damn, could I do a clean stream? Could I do this? Could I do that? And it was never a thing of I'm trying to get famous or what. Everybody knows I do this because I love it. I'm not looking to get rich. I'm not looking to be streaming to 100,000 people or whatever, 50,000 people. I do it because I love it, man. But I thought about that, and I thought about my influence on whoever sees this content, because I'm big on that. I'm big on who's going to be watching this video 50 years from now. If YouTube's still up and the archive's still up and people still looking at things, I would like to have left a positive influence. Seems to have been a minute since I was here. What up? What up, Keenan David? What's up with you, bro? Keenan in the building. But he said that, and it just stuck with me because I was like, I curse not crazy. I don't curse all crazy and stuff, but could I clean it up and just not curse at all? Could I make something that someone's grandma could enjoy and watch? Those are the things that you have to think about when you trying to be a positive influence. Like I said, we living in a crazy times right now where some people don't mind being a negative influence, but I can't do that. I always take the higher road. You got to really get on my bad side for me to go south, but life shit keeps me from a lot of things. I'm making some sacrifices, though. I hope those sacrifices ain't like Hollywood sacrifices. You know what I'm saying?
God dang.
I'm just saying. I hope I hope you like not eating bread and rice and shit like that. I hope what I'm saying. I hope you ain't sending people to their grave.
God dang.
But hey man, it's good to see you, man. Welcome to the podcast. I appreciate you being here. I ain't into that. Hey, listen, man. All right. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that. We gotta chill on the Diddy stuff, man. Everybody gotta chill on this Diddy stuff, man. Like here's the thing. I don't know if it's just people just prisoners of the moment or whatever, but this is. I'm glad you said that. This is the perfect place for that. This is the podcast for that. This is the subject: positive and negative influence. You see how like right now, anything people want to say is like funny is Diddy. Anything people want to say is suspect is Diddy. Anything people want to say is on a sacrifice is Diddy. That didn't start with Diddy. That didn't start with Diddy. So I'm trying to see like this man committed some crimes. Obviously he done some stuff, but it's I don't like how, especially when it's us, when it's black people. I don't like how people just ride that. And everybody's okay with it. Everybody's okay with just putting us out there at the forefront of these things like this. I don't think it's cool. I don't think it's cool. In no way, shape, or form am I defending this man. I'm just saying. It didn't start with him. And it's not, I don't think it's cool to be calling everything negative now a Diddy. Like, nah, that's, come on, bro. This what I just said about sacrifice, that didn't start with him. There was a whole bunch of people in Hollywood with that. But whatever, man. That's like I said, that's part of influence, man. That's part of influence. And I don't and like I said, I don't think people understand the positive and negative and the weight, the responsibility of influence. Like we can keep throwing that out there. Diddy, 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 Diddy this, Diddy that. Everything is funny with Diddy. 20 years from now, that's gonna be the standard. They're gonna make it look like it started with him. No. It was way before there was stuff way before that. That's just how I feel about it, man. And that's influence. That's influence. Everybody's telling jokes about that. Like I get it. People want to laugh. People want to be entertained. But there was some crimes committed. Some people were violated. This is people's lives. People got to continue their lives after all this is over. After we done telling the jokes. After we done laughing at this. People got to exist in this climate with their life and their violations and the way they were victimized. That's funny to people. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we gotta think about that. Sometimes we gotta dial it back. We gotta think about that. But like I said, growing up, you have your influences, and as you mature, you start to sort them out. You start to sort it out. You start to believe what you want to believe and go the way you want to go, and let what you want influence you or not. In that sense, you become an influence to somebody, to someone. And we've all been there. No one has not never been an influence to someone. There's always been someone younger than you or a peer that just liked the music you listened to or liked the style you had, or you know what I'm saying? Something about you influenced someone. Everyone. Everyone. You may not realize it. You may not understand it, but everyone has influenced someone. Everyone. And a lot of times when some of us that are so original, if you really original, when you see someone, when you see like you're influencing someone, a lot of times you feel like, damn, I like that you feel in my style and you like, but I don't want you to try to be like me. We try to say, thank you for digging me, but just do you and sometimes you got to dial it back. You got to think like if that person really feeling you like that and they really trying to bring their life in the direction you bring in yours. I think the thing to show them or to make them realize is that it's not easy. It's a lot that made you who you are. You come from a deeper place than what they see on the surface. Instead of just worrying about somebody stealing your swag or stealing your style or trying to be like you or being you better than you. That's never gonna happen, but sometimes it crosses people's mind. I think we need to dial it back and say, okay, you like this? You like what you see? Okay, well, look how I got here. This is how I got here. This started way back in 1980, whatever, 1990, whatever. I used to watch this. I used to listen to this music. Everybody said, oh, that music trash. Nobody listened to that. But you kept it. You kept it. You stayed with it. That was your thing. And now it then came around full circle and everybody's listening to this music. And it's like, well, hey, I've been listening to this music. I've been down with this. And everybody like, yeah, whatever. You just a bandwagon like the rest of us. But you know deep down inside where you come from and where that comes from. It's all about being original. The Diddy jokes have been jokes in New York long before it became pop culture. We knew what it was with him. I probably shouldn't have said Diddy. I mean, it's not just you, Keenan David. Is the whole everybody. Everybody is just a lot of people have people coming to their stream and say no Diddy or Diddy. Like I'm like, bro, I get it. We all get it, but let's not act like this is. It's like I said, it's people just prisoners of the moment, and it's hot right now. But let's not the influence. This is what I'm saying. This is the topic: influence. The influence of that, right? If we just keep riding that like that, 20 years from now, right? It'll be like that was where it started. People 20 years from now are gonna say, well, that's where it started. You know what I'm saying? And we know people right now, we know it didn't start right there. It's just hot for the moment. But everybody knew about Diddy in New York, but still like today, like I seen something like 50 Cent, like America's biggest troll. I used to like 50, man. Like that's another thing. I used to like 50, bro, and 50 going in on Diddy like crazy, and I'm like, bro, you was with Diddy for a while. You was with him for a while. You was cool, and you know what I'm saying. You was trying to learn the game from him. You was trying to, he had him on a song. He had him on that "I Get Money" remix, shit like that. So I'm like, you trying to separate yourself from him and tell jokes about him, and the jokes coming nonstop. But you was with him too. You was with him too. Hey, I'm a 50 Cent fan. I like Fifth, man, but he can't escape that. He was. That's what I'm saying. Like so many people, man, they be with people, and then when something happened, they throw them under the bus. They act like, nah, I ain't. I don't know. I guess it's just a famous person thing. I don't know. Maybe he has been dissing Diddy since the early 200s. They fell out after Diddy tried to hit on him. He liked Puff until he tried to take him shopping. Yeah, Queen Mouse. That's the word. That's the word. But hey, listen, that's the word. We don't know. We don't know. We wasn't there. That's the word though. He did say that. He said that a couple of times. So somehow Chris Benoit popped in my head and how WWE raised him after that thing. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like people just you hot when you hot, and then when something goes wrong, people push away from you. That brings me to my next topic. As far as influence, when you're growing up and you have influences, and they may seem positive, but on the outside, of what you influenced about, they could be very negative. I'll give you a perfect example. Michael Jordan. When I was a kid, they had the Gatorade commercial, like Mike. Everybody wanted to be like Mike. It was what it was. But as you grow older and you hear stories, a lot of people were saying Michael Jordan was an asshole. A lot of people were saying it. Like it's like, man, he's an asshole. He don't give back. He don't do this. He don't do that. I seen a couple of videos, man. I seen two videos actually where he had a basketball camp and he played against a kid He played against a kid, and they were saying like if the kid won the camp, like people paid to go to the camp. If the kid beat Mike, I think they went to 5. They said if the kid beat Mike, Mike would refund everybody all their money. Man, Mike beat that dude 5-0. This is a kid, bro. The kid was like 12. Mike was dunking. I'm like, bro, like, why would you do that, bro? I not granted. I'm a competitor myself. I don't believe at all in letting kids win. I don't. But why is you dunking? Why is you dunking, bro? Who is this? Is this personal? Like, you know this kid? Like, it's just crazy, bro. Hold on one second. Oh man, Mike was dunking on this kid, bro. I think 50 is down low himself. Oh,
Man, this dude just did this.
I don't know, Queen. Hey, he been locked up. You never know, man. You never know. You can find interviews before the trial stuff where he talked about that. You want to challenge the man, then do it. Cause it's reality. Deal with it. Bill's character. Listen, man. Hey, bro, that destroys character. Look, we got okay. First of all, Reaper, I love you. You know what I'm saying, Reaper.
Real bad man.
That's my brother, man. I love him to death, and he has his saying. It builds character, but you got to understand the same what it said. How's the saying goes? The same boiling water it softens the potato, but it hardens the egg. For some people, it builds character. For some kids, it destroys character. Like these kids are never the same after that. I seen another video. This is a whole different video. Michael Jordan played a kid in a wheelchair, right? Michael Jordan sat in a wheelchair too, right? He played a kid in a wheelchair. Man, Michael Jordan beat that dude, bro. Don't get me wrong. The kid was scoring, like he was scoring. He made it a game. Mike wasn't letting that dude win, man. Mike beat that dude, bro, in a wheelchair. yo, yo.
Stop the cap.
Yo, Mike beat that dude, bro. This is all you can go on YouTube, look at all this, bro. Mike beat this dude in a wheelchair, bro. In a wheelchair. Then the other video I was talking about, he had a basketball camp. Chris Paul was at it, and Chris Paul challenged him. He said, "Man, I want you to make a shot, go all around the world, all around the arc, three pointers, dog. If you miss just one shot, everybody here get free Jordans, whatever pair of Jordans they want." Mike said, "I bet." Man, Mike went around that whole arc, threes, ain't missed one shot. You can go look at that on YouTube. I'm like, damn, Mike, ease up. Like, you could tell, like, the stuff they say about Mike is real. He a real betting man, bro. He a real betting man. He ain't losing no bet. Bill's character. I don't know how folks say Jordan didn't give back. He has been tied to the Make-A-Wish Foundation for years. Millions of dollars given to them. So here's my thing about that, Reap. Here's my thing about that. Unless you really present in Make-A-Wish, that money given back, bro, they're not helping nobody with that, bro. Let's be real, man. When we were kids and we were younger, we probably believed that. We probably said, "Oh, Jordan donated to this. Jordan donated to that." People like Ludacris, he got the Ludacris Foundation. Bro, that's all tax write-off. Them people don't care about kids like that. And I don't care what they say. They gonna come in and try to defend it and say, "Yeah, we do care," but they don't. Anybody that just throw money at a problem, they don't care, bro. Like, I know people don't care for wrestling and they don't watch wrestling and all that, but positive influence, John Cena, right? Not so much right now because he's on the heel turn. But nobody granted more Make-A-Wish than him. John Cena, I don't know who's the person right behind him, but he's like 300 wishes in front of the person right behind him in second place. He granted the most Make-A-Wish, right? I'm sure he probably gave some money. I would think so because he was so active in actually go and see terminally ill children, homeless children, poor struggling children, and he made so many wishes happen. John Cena would, when he had off time, he would say, "Give me the list. Give me the list of kids that want to see me," and he would go see them all. Different states, he would go see them all. To me, that's better than just saying, here's my money, go help the kids." That some of that money, you gotta go looking into those organizations. A lot of that money never makes it to the kids. It doesn't. I didn't know any of that till, I'm from Louisiana. Once Hurricane Katrina hit and that Red Cross and FEMA shit, once I found out about that, and I seen they donated so many millions of dollars to Red Cross, only 7% of that money went to the victims. Where the rest of the money at? Like, who got that money? Oh, we had to pay for the first responders and this and that. That's a government expense. That's not the expense of the people that was donating the money. But I digress. I'm not gonna go down that route. That's what, if y'all want to talk about that, we could talk about that another time. But I'm not saying Mike didn't. I'm sure this man got money. I'm not gonna sit here and say he didn't donate. I'm sure he did. But when there was times for him to literally give back, oh, he fought that. He made all them shots on that arc. He beat that 12-year-old 5-0, and he beat a kid in the wheelchair. So every time he had a chance to actually say, okay, here, he didn't. So, and that's a fact. That's a fact. I know y'all heard the story about him and Chameleon. I know y'all heard that, right? Chameleon donated some money, bought a jersey for what, 50 grand? 100 grand? A signed Michael Jordan jersey? Asked to take a picture with him. He didn't want, Mike didn't want to take a. Hey, listen, bro. Hey, bro. I grew up, that was a hero of mine, man. Grew up loving Mike. Yeah, you're right. I haven't heard it. I haven't heard it either. Like I said, like, charity's tied to Jordan. Oh, let me see what Reaper's saying. Charity's tied to Jordan. James R. Jordan Foundation, NAACP, Legal Defense Fund. Oh shit! Why I keep scrolling like that? Smithsonian Nation Museum of African. Okay. All I'm saying is, though, how much of that money really goes there? That's all I'm saying. Bro. That's all I'm saying. I'm not challenging you, Reap. I believe you. And I know how you found that information or how you know the information. I know I can go search it up myself. I believe you. I'm just saying. I could tell y'all right now I donate to every cause that come to my door. But if you send a kid here in disguise and say, "Hey, can you buy a chocolate, mister?" I say, "Them kids." I would, you don't know. I could tell you that. It's something that you could Google and probably say that I'm doing this, doing that, but you just never know, man. MJ likes to build jails too, so there's that. Queen, you know what? I used to think that, but I looked into that one day, and there's actually a rich man named Michael Jordan that does that. You gotta go look into it, Queen. You gotta go look into. I ain't gonna even touch it, like, cause I thought that when people kept saying that Michael Jordan invest in jails, Michael Jordan invest in prison, I'm like, where's this coming from? And I'm a firm believer in people don't tell the same lie about you. If everybody's saying the same thing about you, there's got to be some truth to it. Like y'all say with the Diddy stuff, y'all say in New York, y'all already knew. So I felt like, let me look into this. Go look up Michael Jordan that invest in prisons. You'll be surprised. It's true, but it ain't his airness. It ain't Michael Jeffrey Jordan. It's another Michael Jordan. But that's how things get mixed up. That's how that's how things happen. I need to pay more attention to things. We all do. Keenan. We all do, bro. Nobody's perfect. me see. Come on, man, stop this. That's like kids challenging me to me in Street Fighter. That's like kids challenging me in Street Fighter. I ain't taking it easy. You learn the hard way in competitive activity. I agree, Reap. I agree, my brother. I agree. MJ likes to build jails. I'll Google it. Yeah, for real, Queen. Look into that. For real, look into that. Cause I was believing that too until I went and look into it. There actually is a Michael Jordan that invests in jails. He's a bald white guy though. It's not who you think it is. Lucky Gadget girl coming through. 54 months in a row. What's up with you, Lucky? With Street Fighter. And who's your main? Keenan, I'm gonna just tell you this, bro. Don't mess with Reaper, bro. You might be able to get him in Tekken. I know I seen you playing Tekken. You might be able to get him in Tekken, but Street Fighter, leave that man alone, bro. He gonna have geef flexing all over your screen. Just leave him alone, bro. I'm not even trying to be funny, bro. Leave him alone. Don't do that. I love both of y'all, bro. I ain't gonna send none of y'all to the slaughter. Just don't mess with him. Leave Reaper be. Leave Reaper be, bro. But like I said, that's influence. That's influence. So Shannon Sharp said this. Shannon Sharp's. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me not. Hold on. Where's my my manners? Lucky. How you doing, Lucky? How you feeling today? I'm sorry. I listen. I apologize. How are you feeling today, Miss Ma'am? I don't want to skip over you. How you doing? Thank you for the love. I appreciate you coming through. Man, I need to practice back up anyways. My DJ in 6. But yeah, I'll stop. Man, you replay no practice. That's a hard time. Hey, you ever played that game Cuphead? You ever played that game Cuphead? That's the kind of problems Reaper gonna get you on Street Fighter. Leave that dude alone. I'm telling you. If you want to practice, I'll play a few rounds with you. You want to practice? I probably still whoop your ass, but I'll But Reaper, he gonna make you uninstall. He gonna make you uninstall. You probably skip every Street Fighter game after that. Leave that dude alone, bro. Matter of fact, why don't you go to his YouTube channel? Why don't you go to his YouTube channel and check him out? And you'll see. Leave that dude alone, bro. Let me see. Matter of fact, let me pull it up for you. I'm pull it up for you, just so you know the hell you got going on. I was just looking at this shit today. Hold on. Where is it? What's my history? You. This one got 1.5 views. Oh no, this one better. This one better. Oh yeah. This one better. Hold up. He'll train you through trials and fire. Listen, bro. Watch that, Keenan. Watch how he slapped the shit out of that girl. he clapped her head like, wow. Yo, shit, I got an AFK anyways for a while. She started trying to gain some momentum. He just said, bow, clothesline. All you seen with him flexing it, flexing his shoulders out there. That's what he do, bro. Leave him alone. No lies told. Yeah. What's up, Dave? What's up, Dave? So, like I was saying, Dave, welcome to the stream. I appreciate you coming through, my brother. We talking about influence, positive and negative. Shannon Sharp said this quote. He said something about where people start to say something so much it starts to believe to be true. That's the thing about Michael Jordan in them prisons. That's the thing about some of these influencers giving back. People start to say stuff so much everybody else that too lazy to look into it, they start to think of it as facts and true. It's not true, you know. So okay, Zangief. But yeah, AFK. Yeah, you better. I'm telling you, better leave it alone, bro. I already said what I had to say, you know. But some people gotta go visit hell to see if it's warm. So you go do what you gotta do. What? So that's the thing about influence, man. People start to say stuff long enough, everybody starts to believe it. That's a positive and negative thing. Which takes me to my next topic: influence in the world, right? So I looked it up. Dang, they've been laying that on this man for years. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Listen, me his name Michael Jordan. Like who you gonna believe? Like that white ball guy Michael Jordan or Michael Jordan, the one with the billions of dollars? Like of course it's easy to believe that he would do something like that because he got the money and you don't know the other guy. You don't know him. So I mean it is what it is, man. Like I say, when I finally decided to look it up, like where is Michael Jordan? Which jails is he funding? That's when I seen it. So it is what it is. And this is way back when this was before Google. When I looked, I think it was like Ask Jeeves. It was a long time ago. Long time ago when I figured it out. And I just let it go, you know. I just stopped believing everything I read on the internet. But shout out to everybody that ever used Ask Jeeves. Google, same thing, you know. Same thing. Just a long time ago. Um, but like I said, the influence in the world today, if you look at social networks and human interaction, is very minimal now. You know, and this is not social networks. You know, it's why did that play? Why did that play? That's not even on this. Appreciate you, Queen Mouse, for them 25 biddies. I don't know why that alert played. That alert is for my other overlays on my gaming stream. This is the podcast overlays. I got some other stuff. I don't know why that played. My all messed up, bro. I don't know why. But I appreciate you, Queen. Appreciate that caught up. Like this is it. I don't know. Maybe I gotta let me test. No, don't do it, bro. Yes. Yeah, I thought you were about to do that. Thank you. Don't do that, bro. Don't do that, bro. Don't do it. Don't, man. Don't. This is the other overlay. That's the one I use for my gaming. That's the just chatting. I ain't gonna do the other one because I got it set up some kind of way. But yeah, that's the and this is the yeah. So whatever, man. Whatever. But so like I say, text message. People don't want to go see their family no more. They don't want to go to little cousin birthday party, stuff like that. It's a lot less human interaction nowadays. So it's also people are separated from realism. So when you think about being like an influence when you look at social networks. When you look at, I seen a quote one time where somebody said nobody is posting their losses. Everybody posting their highlight reel. Anybody that's posting like their advancements. I bought a new house. I bought a new car. I got married. Whatever. Nobody's posting their failures or their L's. Everybody posting the wins. So when you start to get, immersed in social network, you start to believe like everybody living better than you. You get the influence that life just good for everybody else, and you may be moving at a slower pace. That's not true. You know what I'm saying? And the positive of that is sometimes people may take that and they may start to get influenced. They may start to get inspired to do better and to get in shape or save more money or invest. The negative is people may think, well, man, I'm not doing good enough. They may be doing everything they can do at the time, but watching someone's highlight reel, they may feel like, bro, I'm behind. I'm not doing. What are they doing that's getting them further along than me? And that's like I say, that's the positive and negative of influence, and we got to watch that, man. We got to learn internally to cut that off. Don't even worry about that. What, catering? Is the movie over already? What's coming on next? And then they get to keeping up with the Joneses. Watch that for a little while and doing shit for the likes. That's what I'm saying, Lucky. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. And you start to lose yourself. You start to lose yourself when you're living like that. You cannot live like that. You can't exist like that. And you know what's gonna happen? When you start living to the beat of other people's drum, when you start living to keeping up with the Joneses and stuff, you may keep up with them. You may succeed them. You may get further along than them, but you won't be happy because that you were keeping up with their dream. You were keeping up with their pace, not your own pace, not your own dream. If they bought a Mercedes and you went and bought a Mercedes, and in your mind you like, I'll never buy a Mercedes. I don't want nothing to do with that. But if you thought like, who does that a lot is a lot of these Tesla people. A lot of people get Teslas just because other people got Teslas. Like California, real big for that. Tesla. Don't get me wrong, gas prices is crazy out here, but a lot of people just got. You talk to them and you say, bro, what made you buy that? Like, I don't know. What you mean you don't know? They don't say nothing about gas prices. They don't say nothing about none of that. They just be like, man, I don't know, man. I just thought it's what I needed. Keeping up with the Joneses, man. You won't be happy because you living at somebody else's speed. And the influence of the world, I'm not gonna go too much into this, but the influence of the world, I'll say this. You have social network sites like Twitter. Lucky, I know you got off of Twitter for whatever reason you did, but Twitter is probably the worst. It's probably the worst social network. Like literally, it's gotta be the worst. It's so much racism on it's almost like they renamed Twitter X. They could have just renamed it to Trigger. Cause if you stay on that app long enough, you will get triggered. It's so much. It's like people want to be racist and go on there and try to be racist. They put all kind of crazy avatars up. Like they ain't gonna let you see who they really is. And it just depends, man. Like whatever's posted, it'll be something that don't have nothing to do with a subject. And some racists or bigot will go up in there and be like, "Oh, the usual suspect." What are you talking about, bro? It's some people throwing ice cream at each other, some clowns or whatever, and they just, oh, the usual suspect. And and you know what? Somebody told me this. Somebody said, man, don't ever argue online with anybody. Why not? Because you don't know if that's a bot. It could be a bot just trying to, you know what I'm saying, trying to get reactions to build a page up. It's not always somebody at the other end of that conversation. It could be a whole bot that somebody programmed to just go back and forth with people who interact with it. But on X or Twitter or whatever, It gotta be the worst. It's the worst. It's so much racism on there. It's so much stuff that you will get triggered, especially if you're black. You're gonna get triggered. You're gonna get triggered looking at some stuff on Twitter, man. I don't like it. That's why I barely be on there. I'll share some of my friends, repost some of my friends' stuff, repost some of my stuff. But it's not a social network that I just be hanging on or scrolling on. I don't mess with it. Facts. Look, I don't mess with it at all like that. There's this thing right now. There's this thing right now being said about black people. They're hashtagging it. This is what I mean when I say influence. If you can go, you can go. It's on every social network, but it's real heavy on Twitter. It's called Black Fatigue. Go ahead and type that up in there for y'all. Right. They're trying to say this is a real thing. I think that's how you spell it. I don't know. And some of the stuff that's on my timeline, right? You'll see it. Like I'll see, like, let's just say they show like a black person stealing a car, or you see some black women fighting, whatever. It'll be like 10 posts under the, in the mentions or in the subtweets with the hashtag Black Fatigue, Black Fatigue. And what it means is saying like, what it's saying is like every race other than black people, every race is tired of black people. Like this is wearing us down mentally. Like black fatigue. Like these people, this is all they do. This is what they do. You get what you put into it. You train it for the tick old bitties. You get the tick old bitties. Throw off the algorithm. Man, listen. Dave, I've been trying to get a gaming algorithm going on. I've been trying to get a motivational algorithm going on. That ain't Twitter ain't it. That ain't it. Cause I've been muting pages. I've been blocking stuff. It just, I don't know. This sounds like Twitter. It is Twitter. Bro, look. I deleted all the thirst traps on Instagram. I'm looking at gaming, cooking, all that. Right? So nothing's on my timeline as far as thirst traps, right? Look at that. That Ric Flair. Right? Nothing's on my timeline as far as that. But if you go to the search, look at the search. Look at what's that? What is that? Why is all this ass? Look at that. I don't want to see that. But that's on it. Like if you go to like the little magnifying glass, whatever. Look at this bitch, mouth wide open. What is that? I'm not looking for that. But on my time, I'm not even following that. I deleted all that off my, like for real. I deleted all that. Look, bro, I'm showing you every. I'll scroll without even moving. Look. I got a lot of music stuff. Look, that's dinosaurs. Look, bro, look gaming. I don't. But if you go to this search, look, there you go, Reaper. How would you like, huh? Them idiots, huh? Them idiots and them yams. I don't know why he fell just now. Hey, Zeus. Oh yeah, he took him down. Them yams took him. Why is that on my? So Dave, when you say that, right? So when you say, "Oh, it's the algorithm," is what you looking. I'm not looking for that. I'm not looking for that, bro. Why is that on my search? It's not, bro. I could show you what I type in. It's not. That's not there. Wait, go back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll go back for you. Yeah, I'll go back for you. Oh, you want to see that? That's crazy, ain't it? That's not on my timeline though. That's on this right here. That's what that's on. See? That's on let me see. See? Ass Meta. That's what that bro. Look at this. Look at what I search. Kevin Garnett, tariffs. Donald Trump tariffs. I'm innocent. I'm an innocent man. I'm an innocent man. Look, let's go back to my timeline. Let's go back to my timeline. I could do it live for you, dog. It's no thirst on here. I deleted all that, bro. No thirst on here. She pretty, but ain't no thirst. No thirst, bro. So, Dade, I hear you. I hear you. It's the algorithm. I hear you, brother. I hear you. But that ain't what's happening all the time, bro. That's not what's happening all the time. Let me catch up on these messages. Hold on. I just had to prove my point. I just had to prove my point, bro. Let me see. Where we at? Anyway. Yo, what the... No. Text GD. What the fuck is that? Oh. Why is this... What the fuck? Anyway. Alright. Which part is science? Send me that one for science. Alright, I got you. Let me see. I got you, my G. I sent it to you, Reaper. You could send it. You could send it to Reaper. I sent it to you. But like I said, bro, I'm just saying, like, when you go and you type in that hashtag Black Fatigue. Let me see. Let me make sure I'm catching up. What part is science? Blue sky is better. Blue sky. I'm gonna have to check that out. You know what? I got an account. I just never been on it. I never been on Blue Sky. I'm gonna have to check it out though. But like I say, when you look at, go to Twitter, type in Black Fatigue. Go to Instagram, type in Black Fatigue. It's a whole bunch of this is where influence come in. There's a whole bunch of narratives being spewed about black people. They're not true. They're not true. And it's hard to separate it because here I am saying it's not true, but you got the video that's showing black women fighting, pulling each other hair, throwing each other to the ground. Black men, or they call our young kids now YNs, they got shiesties and ski mask on. And here's the thing. Name me another race of people, right? Name me another race of people where they take the most negative version of the people and put it out there and say, this is them. Name me one race of people. One. And don't say Arab people are terrorists, right? Because they try to say that. They try to create, that's an American narrative. But if you go to the other side of the world, that's not the narrative there. It's not. Those are holy men, those are Muslims, those are righteous men over there. Over here is a bad picture painting of them. But you can go to other continents and they just say, and some of these people believe that. Some of these people see, oh, that's what they do, that's who they are. And like I say, the black fatigue hashtag is trying to say like everyone's tired of black people. This is not black people, right? We in graduation season right now. This is graduation. May is graduation month. There are some HBCUs graduating 100%. The entire senior class graduating. Where's those posts? Why is that not on the news? But you want to show me a black man still in the car? You want to show me some women fighting? Say, look. Or you want to show me a black woman in a restaurant spazzing out, crashing out, or whatever? That's not us. But we are the race of people where they try to say, yo, this is how they are. This is what they do. And they want to say black fatigue. Where was the black fatigue when y'all had people enslaved for over 300 years? Where was the black fatigue then? Wasn't tired of people then because you controlled them. You did what you wanted to do with them. I'm not here for it. I ain't trying to hear it. That influence is crazy. That's all I'm saying. You gotta think of how that influence affects everybody that is put on. You know? It's messed up. It's very messed up. It's very messed up because there's a lot of good black men and women out here. They try to say anytime you see a black kid, right? Anytime you see a black girl, let's say like as a young girl, a teen, where she twerking or something. Where's her father? Where's her father? You see a young black man spazzing out or just committing crime or doing whatever he's doing. I bet you he ain't got no dad. That's the stereotype that's they pin into us right now because of the influence. Where did that come from? Where did that come from? You got a movie like when we were younger. Eddie Murphy made a movie called Boomerang, right? People didn't like that movie. They say, "Oh man, it's full of black people in there. It's black people. They rich. They in management position. They doing all this good stuff," and people didn't like that. But like Eddie Murphy said, he said, "Bro, people made a movie called Boys in the Hood. Nobody tripped on that because it was violent. Menace to society. Everybody started to play into that, like, oh, this is the hood. This is how they act. This is what they doing." And we have not been able to get away from that. Since that has been brought to the forefront, we have never been able to get away from that. Everybody I know is a decent black person. Every black person I know is a decent black person. I know some hood too. I know some, you know what I'm saying? I know some ninjas, but for the most part, I know a lot of decent black people. Society don't want to see that. The news don't want to put that out. How's that news? If the news say, oh, this HBCU, they graduated 100% seniors. Everybody that was a senior graduated. What kind of news is that for the world? They don't want to put that out there. But some guys breaking into a pawn shop, tying the damn door up to a truck and yanking the door off and going in there and stealing all the guns out of it. Oh, that's news. That's what happens in the hood. That's how it is. It's that influence. And that influence, it keeps going. It keeps going. It keeps going. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. It's not salacious, and the media wants you to buy into images, as you stated earlier. But that's what I'm saying. It's like, what other race of people have that plight? What other race of people have that to deal with? You know? Let's be honest. They got white folks. They got bad white folks. They got trailer park trash. They got some bad. They don't put that out there. They try to say they got what? Karens and Kens. They properly label that to the people that's spazzing out in public for no reason. But they're not trying to say all white women are Karens. They're not trying to say all white men are Kens. But for us, they're trying to say all of us are ends. That's what they're trying to say. That's what's put out there for people to consume mentally. And it's just the influence. This black fatigue hashtag, I'm telling you, when you get a chance, when y'all get away from this podcast, go look at it. Just take a look at it for yourself. Black fatigue. Look at the examples they're showing of black fatigue. Dade, I know you, my brother. You a good brother. I know Reaper. He a good brother. And there's millions of people like us. Right? We don't make it to news. We don't make it a social network unless we post ourselves. Who shares that? Who says, hey, look at these brothers, man. This is good guys. This is good people. No, they're not going to do that. There's no clicks for that. There's no rewards for that. But why is it that we always get the bad part put out there about us? And I don't think people understand the influence, right, of this hashtag. I don't think people understand the influence of the negative influence. Because somebody could look at that and say, "Oh, that's not true. I don't believe that." Whatever. Until a black person cross them, right? That's all it takes is for one bad person to cross them, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, they all like that." I knew it. It was just, it's just crazy, man. It's Twitter current narrative push. It's toxic over there for real, for real. It's past toxic, man. The narrative preparation, pepuation. I don't know. Queen, you juke me just now. I know what you're saying, but I can't say it. Of black people has created a stigma. It's a rabbit hole topic, but that's what I'm saying. I can't say it enough. We the only ones got to deal with that. What's the hashtag for ghetto white folks? What's the hashtag for ghetto Asians? No other race of people have anything pushing the worst people to the front to say, look at them, look at these people. Nobody has that. It's just us. It's just us. Now, and the worst part about that, this is where influence kick in. The worst part about that is you have some of our own people. Some of our own people are jumping and say, well, we ain't doing them no favors. We ain't doing better. Like, whatever. Like, that's the worst. To me, that's the worst. But you have our own people that'll side with that. You have our own people say, oh man, I got black fatigue too, man. I'm tired of the men. Bro, we can't separate ourselves from our people. We all is one, bro. Like, we know we different from what we seeing, but in the eyes of anybody that don't like us, we all the same. We cannot plead to anybody and say, hey, I'm different. I don't got no shy still. They're gonna say, man, what your son do. It's so much judgment, man. It's so much narrative being pushed. And that's just the influence, man. Everybody gonna be screaming that at one point. Everybody gonna be on the same page as far as don't trust blacks, don't like blacks. If it keeps getting pushed like that, social network and media is powerful, man. It's a powerful device. It's a powerful device, and if not used correctly, it can destruct. It can create a lot of destruction. So, in closing, I'm gonna get up off here. I gotta go feed my kids. In closing, influence and you. What does it leave you personally? Influence, you have to, like I say, you have to accept it and you have to take it and do positive with it. You can only win the battles that's in front of you. Something like this hashtag black fatigue, I can't beat that. It's nothing I can do with that. Only thing I could do is just continue to be the best man I can be. I know I ain't no YN. I know I ain't raising no YN. And if that's what the world want to call young black men, I got another word for them. We're not having that. We're not having that. We doing way better than that. Everything is not that. That's a small percentage of people. That's a small percentage of things that's really happening out here. But the media has mastered that, taking a small percentage of something, blowing it up to make it seem like it's the majority. So we have to change that. We have to change. Our influences have to be positive. We have to take the influences and do our best with them. And we have to not let the negative influences control or trigger us. So I hope I reached some of y'all today. I hope y'all understand where I'm coming from. I know some people will agree, some people ain't gonna agree. But hey, we here to teach and preach. Nobody's wrong. Nobody's wrong. Your opinion is welcome. Everybody that don't agree, your opinion is welcome. You're not wrong. A lot of us come from different walks of life. A lot of us believe different. Looking forward to see you over on Blue Sky. I got it though. I got Blue Sky. I just don't be on it. Let's see. This is it right here, Blue Sky. I think I posted on it. Oh, I got a follower. Oh, Reaper, you follow me. That's what's up. That's me right there. One follower. Reaper follow me. You'll like the game content over there. Okay. So that's Reaper right there. That's that bad man.
Real bad man.
It's that bad man. Who am I following? Man, I didn't ask to follow Blue Sky. What the hell is that? Hey, listen, if y'all on Blue Sky, hit your boy up, Big Pick. I'm gonna have to get into this, man. I'm gonna have to get into this. Cause I downloaded it as soon as I seen it. I'm gonna have to get into it. Be sure to follow Pics on Blue Sky. Yeah, I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that, man. Anybody that follow me, I'm following back. I'm not that type of person. I'm not. I ain't trying to get fans. Some people feel like they want some fans. Like, yeah, follow me. I ain't following you, but you follow me. No, I ain't like that. If you want to see my content, I want to see yours too. Bottom line. But hey, man, I appreciate y'all coming through, man. I appreciate y'all input on things. As always, man. I don't know when the next podcast will be. Got a lot going on right now. But I'm trying to get some guests on, man. I want to start to get the interviewing process going on. I only had one guest in the last 9 episodes. I had my son as a guest. That was a good episode, too. If y'all didn't catch it, you can go check it out on YouTube. Okay, I hope not too late getting back in. I appreciate that quarter up, Reap. Yeah, go ahead and check out the YouTube, man. All my episodes are on there. I'm gonna have to put my episodes on Apple and what is that? What's the other streaming? Spotify. I'm gonna have to do that. I appreciate y'all, man. I got you, Queen. I got you. I just seen you follow. I got you. I appreciate y'all coming through, man. And just remember, man. Just remember, influence is positive and negative. Um, always think about it personally. Always think about who you influencing, who's watching you. Like when you go to do anything in life, just think about it. Just think about it. You know, you got the real religious people. They always say, "What would Jesus do?" Nah, what would you do? Who are you? Who is your character to your core? Like, you know what I'm saying? If you about to do something that ain't too favorable, think about who looks up to you. Think about your kids. Think about your coworkers. Think about your mom, your dad, your siblings. Think about strangers. You know, if anybody's in broadcasting, think about, you know, people that may be watching you but never say anything, and they really admire you. You know, so always try to make sure your influences are positive. You know, and sometimes we can't help the negative. Sometimes you just put in a position where you react. And like Eddie Murphy said on Coming to America, most of the time the first reaction is the right reaction. It just is what it is, you know. But try to be more positive than negative. Don't let these influences ruin your day or change your life or your beliefs. You know, as men and women out here, we have to believe what we want to believe, and we have to research things, and we have to build up our own mind and our own character. We just can't be influenced negatively all the time. And sometimes that's what the world tries to do. They try to put you in compromising position. They try to make you wicked and try to put you in situations that's not favorable. But you gotta get above that. Got to get above that. All right. If y'all want to, I'm gonna be on Warzone for the rest of the night. If y'all wanna play some game before I get on with my brother. I've been playing with my brothers lately. That's amazing to me. My brother, I didn't know they was playing Warzone. I know they was playing 2K and all that other stuff, but then they be playing multiplayer. I don't know what it is. I started to play multiplayer with them a little bit, and I started shredding shit. I was like, whoa. I don't play multiplayer at all. Like, I just don't like playing it. But I started playing, and like my KD been crazy on multiplayer. Like, I think I had 2 matches where I was like under one. So I had matches I was like 1.6, 1.7, 2.1. Like, yo, I felt like it was too easy, but at the same time, I've been I've been sweating a lot on Warzone. So, but yeah, I'll be on for the next 4 5 hours after I feed these kids. My brother, they some night owls. They don't get on till like they won't be on for another 3 hours, probably 2 hours. Personally, I think Call of Duty needs to stop for a good decade. It ain't gonna stop. They not gonna stop until they make under $5 million, maybe. They ain't gonna stop. As long as they making millions, they ain't gonna stop. It's no reason for them to stop. But there is a lot of reason for them to try to get better now because they got other games really challenging them now. Fortnite pushing the pinnacle right now. Shit, Apex then brought back some old goodies that people enjoy. Marvel Rivals then hit the scene. They got some comp now to where they just can't just do what they want to do now. And EA back in the lab with another Battlefield. That's 50-50. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But man, thank y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Who's streaming, man? Let's read it out. Let's read it out. Who's streaming right now? See who we can raid out to. Any suggestions? Russ, Sean Plays, Seda, Rod. I'll tell you what. Let's go to Sean. Let's go to Sean Play. I never rated Sean Plays. Let's go to Sean Plays. Tell her the picture. Say what up though. I appreciate y'all time. Or Russ, you want to go to Russ, Queen? We can go to Russ. I don't mind. I always rate Russ. I never rated Sean though. We can go to Russ. That's what you want to do, Queen? Let's go to Russ. Waiting on you, Queen. We going to Russ? We going to Russ? Sean is good. Oh, okay, okay, okay. Let's go to Sean. Let's go to Sean. Let me see how long she been. How long she been streaming? 1 hour. Yeah, let's go to Sean. Let's go to Sean, please. Go to her. Okay, that's cool. Like I say, man, I appreciate y'all, man. Pay attention to Twitter and Blue Sky. I'll let y'all know in the next podcast. Here we're gonna try. We're gonna try to get one together. Next Sunday. But we'll see, man. I appreciate y'all time. Y'all tell Sean I say what up though. I love y'all, man. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. Episode gonna be on YouTube probably tomorrow.